Welcome back everybody to the RoS-NG Naked Gaming Edition, continuing with my playthrough of DoDonPachi for the arcade. Yeah, I interrupted the video before I expected. Actually, I think I was thinking of doing this level alone, or this level only, and then stop it. Basically at the 15-minute mark or so. But yeah, I saw there was, or I thought there was someone at the door calling, but it was actually next door, the neighbors. So yeah, there was a false alarm. It's fine. Again, I wasn't too far away from stopping the video. I was thinking of doing this level and then take a break. So I guess on today's video I will attempt to complete the first loop. Again, if my memory serves me well, or serves me right, oh shit, I didn't even see those lasers. I should be getting to the end of the first loop by the half-an-hour mark. So that should be happening around 15 or 20 minutes from now, if not before. So yeah, last time we were talking about how well balanced this game is so far. I mean, there is a lot of things on the screen that makes you think immediately how overwhelming these kind of shoot 'em ups are and how unfair they are. But at the same time, I was trying to prove some points about how that doesn't apply that much in this particular game, considering that the majority of the bullet patterns are actually quite slow. And also dog. He's always on the videos lately. Okay, I was dodging all that. I was like a little bit too surprised. So yeah, I was saying that these bullets, as you can see, are going at a very fast speed for you to study how they move, where they're going. So it's not totally unfair. It's overwhelming, it looks overwhelming, but it's not as terrible or as bad as other shoot 'em ups that do this exact same thing but 3 times faster. And of course that's impossible to react to. Yeah, but some cases, of course, here, now that we are pretty much in the 5th boss or so, of course the difficulty has to increase. But again, it's not more frustrating than a lot of shoot 'em ups like Edo Fighter series or Strikers 1945. I love those games. Actually, 1945 series is one of my favorite shoot 'em ups of all time, the vertical ones at least. But still frustrating as hell. I mean, when I see people do 1 credit clears of certain arcade shoot 'em ups, I usually see them play shoot 'em ups like this, or Ketsui, or Battle Garega, or Garega. I don't know, in my humble opinion, I think one of the hardest shoot 'em ups of all time is Raiden. The Raiden series that, well, you saw me do in this channel last year when I did a little special feature playing some of the Raiden games. Actually, a couple of the Raiden games are still here on the RoS-NG, since I did a little round on them, the Raiden Fighter series specifically, which is a spin-off of the original Raiden. But you saw me play Raiden 1, Raiden 2, Raiden DX. Those games are frustrating as hell. I mean, not even bombs make you invincible or anything like that. You really need to like know the game by heart, hope for the best, be a maniac when it comes to shoot 'em ups like this. Yeah, if I'm being followed from behind, of course I'm not gonna hesitate to use a bomb. Since I don't see myself surviving otherwise. Oh shit. Another first thing about this game, it doesn't have the Gradius syndrome, even though Gradius, you know, is a horizontal shoot 'em up, but it doesn't have the Gradius syndrome of removing all your power-ups, which actually Raiden did have that syndrome. If you lose your power-up, you have to like restart from level 1, or from the most basic type, which obviously isn't powerful at all. This is tough, because the background colors are not helping that much. I see missiles, but they have the same color as the actual background, so it's difficult to tell sometimes. And I guess that's one of the reasons they basically made these bullets extremely pink, so you can clearly tell where are the enemy bullets. Yeah, that's another mistake that lots of shoot 'em ups make, like make the enemy bullets the same color as yours. And here you can clearly tell which ones are from the enemy, which ones are not. Of course, I guess it depends on the ship you are playing as, because probably some other ship doesn't shoot orange, but it shoots green or shoots blue or whatever. So maybe, I mean, depending on each individual case, could be confusing. But still, you can perfectly differentiate things. Okay, I don't know what to do there. The explosions are killing me, but I don't know. Okay, there it is. Okay, now you can sort of tell. Again, I feel like my ship is too fast. I'm not even complaining about the hitbox, because hitbox is also another fair point here on this sort of shoot 'em ups. The hitbox is actually, even though it looks like big, I think the very center of your ship is the actual hitbox, but not the sides are actually points that you can basically consider safe. Which is kind of funny, because there are bullets like passing by right on your wing and doesn't hit you, basically because the one hitbox that you have to pay attention to is the very center, the cockpit or whatever, of your ship. Again, that's another of the features of these bullet hells, the two Who's that actually got released on the PC. They did all that, super slow bullet patterns, perfectly possible to study them, and a very small hitbox overall. Okay, not done, I thought I was done. My guess is that this is the last level of this first loop. I am gonna do the second loop, by the way. Probably not today. Again, the first thing I have to do is deactivate the cheats and make a save state, because save states and cheats do not get along on main. Usually. There's been a few exceptions here and there, but yeah, I'll try to make a save state without the cheats activated, then play it again. Well, if that doesn't work, of course, I will play the game all over again. Okay, this is definitely chaos. Oh, do I have a charge shot? Oh my god, I just realized, of course. And even with using the bomb, yeah, if you hold the attack button, this is what you have. Special type of shot. That makes you slower. I guess your shot is super mega powerful, but obviously you sacrifice your own movements in the process. And when shooting bombs, actually the type of bomb also changes if you are holding the shoot button. Okay, that's a thing that I didn't know about, so my apologies for basically realizing that till this point. this could be especially useful against bosses, I guess. Okay, here I'm using just a regular bomb. If you just press the bomb button and not shooting at the same time. Wow, it's incredible that even if this late into the game, you can actually tell where the lasers are going, and you can actually take your time. Again, it still has the feel of fairness, even if this is complete chaos. Might seem like a contradiction, I insist. This is like the 5th time or so that I'm pointing this out, but trust me, I cannot emphasize it enough. Even this late into the game, or this far into the game, that doesn't change. This feeling or this impression of fairness of this title. I've got a little bit of a cold, so my apologies. Alright, let's see how good it is, this charged version against bosses. Well, I don't know if it makes a significant difference. I believe it doesn't. It feels like tapping the button actually does more damage. Or at least damages the boss more often than holding this. Even though, yeah, it seems like they are pretty much doing the exact same thing. Maybe it's not like designed to be used on bosses necessarily, these charge shots. Okay, these ones are going a lot faster. This is definitely like based on quick reactions for the most part. Alright, I actually meant to use a bomb right at the end. But apparently that wasn't enough. These bosses have a lot of health, even if you spam bombs. Still take quite a while. Usually bosses in shmups do not last this long. Let's see if the bomb actually... Yeah, that maybe does make a difference. Look at that. It's destroying all the lasers and bullets. Okay, if I would have known. That's actually very broken. But interesting. So let's see what we have now. Yeah, here's the halfway point. Nice try, fighter. Nothing but a praise will come to my lips to describe how you fought. You might think that this is basically an ending. Enemies, mechanized aliens, are preparing to retreat, and our victory is within reach. This is the enemy, right? No, never mind. Leave the rest to us, the main fleet, and go take a rest, well deserved. You'll need it for your next battle. Wait. So that's the actual ending? It is. So there isn't a thing, or you know, a second loop as such. Maybe I might be wrong about this, but I think because I quote unquote beat the game with that 1 credit, obviously with infinite lives in this case, I get the best ending right away. I don't know if this is the best ending to begin with, which I really don't think it's the case, but I think I saw another text here, and I guess you get that as a bad ending if you continue too many times, because I remember like seeing that guy saying something like, we're gonna receive you with a bunch of bullets or something like that. That's why I thought he was the enemy at first. Apparently here he is all friendly, and apparently he's your boss and congratulates you on completing the mission and leave the rest to us. So I guess that's like the best ending you can get. If not, at least a good one. So I guess that's gonna be the end of the playthrough, everybody. I thought I was going to be doing this again, but apparently that won't be necessary. Obviously, I'm sure there must be a trick or something, or some sort of a challenge of, I don't know, if you beat the level or the game without losing lives or using bombs, you get even a better ending or extra levels, which it's kind of common with this sort of games, but I don't think I want to find out. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary. I played enough of this game. I got the feel for it, and I commented enough about how awesome this game is, how balanced, well balanced it is, despite how overwhelming it looks because of this amount of bullets on the screen. So guys, that's going to be it for the regular rounds here on tournament number 4. Stay tuned because next time we're going to be doing Galaga 91 on the Game Gear.